when you understand this church funnel, it's going to help you do that. All right. And so let's look at this. Here's a church funnel, a simple path from first time visit to faithful disciple. All right. What are we saying there? Well, we need to draw the path. If we want people to go on a certain journey, we need to map out that journey, right? I'm getting ready to go somewhere when I leave here. I had somebody from the office send me the link to with the address and all that, so I know where I'm going. Like, don't just tell me here's what you need to get done. Great, that's awesome. How do I get there, right? I need to make sure I can get to the right place so I can get what I need, do what I need, and keep on going and keep moving forward. All right. And that's what I'm about to help you do. All right. I'm about to give you what you need to help you draw out a path so that you know, okay, how do we move people from here to there? And that's what this is. If you want people to be faithful disciples in your church, you need to map that process. You need to make sure that it's clear how they get there. You need to make sure it's clear how they move from where they are to where they want to go. And over these next 3 episodes, I'm going to show you that. Today, I'm going to explain the funnel to you and show you exactly what it is, explain what each people group is and how they look in your church. Then in a future episode, I'm going to talk to you really about just the beauty of how you serve these different people at every different level. At every level, what do these people need? How do you challenge them to come forward? I'm going to show you that. And then in the third episode, I believe episode 212, I'm going to show you how to actually implement this, right? So now that I know what this is great. How do I actually put it into practice? How do I put it into action? And how do I help this thing start moving forward? All right, so let's jump into the church funnel. All right, as you can see with the church funnel, there are 6 levels. All right, and these 6 levels represent 6 groups of people that Jesus encountered in his earthly ministry. And so as we walk through this, as we go through these 6 levels, one of the things that you're going to see, and one of the things that you're going to get again, is that each of these groups interacted with Jesus differently for different reasons. And Jesus even had different reasons for how he interacted. And so we'll look at some of that as well. And so I want you to pay close attention to that. But today I want to focus on defining each of these levels. So let's walk through it. All right. Level number 1, the 5,000, we call this the level of provision. This is the level of provision. And the reason it's the level of provision is because we look at this group that the 5,000 Jesus feeds with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. They interact with him based on his provision. They're like sheep without a shepherd. And so here comes this great shepherd. They see him, they are drawn to him because he feels that need in their lives. He provides a shepherd where they had none. He provides teaching and understanding where they had none. Eventually, he provides food and nurture and sustenance where they had none. So this is the level of provision. This by far is the largest group because many people, I believe this is even more true today, many people deal with God, deal with Jesus based on their needs. They deal with it based on their provision, based on the provision that they need, what he can provide, what he can give them. And so one of the things that you've got to understand is that this group is the largest group that we get to engage with, but we must understand that they too have value, right? I can't wait to get to heaven one day and ask, God, what came of the people who were in the 5,000? What did they do after you sent them home? Like, did they change? Did they believe? Were they believers? Like, what came out of this group? We don't know, right? But it was important that Jesus ministered to them. It was also important that he allowed the 12 to help him minister to them. I'm a firm believer. I believe Jesus did some great stuff for the 5,000, but I believe he did something greater for the 12 because he taught them in that moment how to put themselves aside for the sake of serving the needs of those people that were before them. And then he also taught them that when they focus on serving others, he will always make sure that they're taken care of. Those same hungry disciples who wanted everybody to leave so they can go and eat, instead had to feed all these people first. And then after they fed them, instead of going to get a bite to eat, they all walked home with a basket. And so I think this group is important. The 5,000 is important. You've got to understand who they are, what they bring to the table. They will show up in your church today. Again, this is your outreach group. This is your community. You give away backpacks. It's going to be a line around the corner. You give away Christmas gifts and Christmas supplies, Christmas toys. It's going to be a line around the corner. You give away food boxes. You give away turkeys. You give away all this stuff. It's going to be a line around the corner. It's going to keep on happening. They're going to keep on coming because you're meeting a need. All right. Don't get frustrated. Again, set your expectation. Understand why they're coming, but have a plan to figure out how to help them make the next step. Right. And we'll talk about that coming up in the next episode. But for right now, you need to understand that the biggest level, the biggest group is the 5,000. This is the group of provision. All right. Number 2 is the 500.